week has come, another week has come, and another week is gone. Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated, man, because the football gods are testing us, Hellraisers. They are testing us because we had another week and we had another heartbreaker at the end to drop to 0-6. But what can I say, man? We're Renegades fans. So guess what? We're going to look ahead to week 7 and step on in with our chins raised high, our chest puffed out. That's right, because we are Arlington Renegades. We are Hellraisers. Hey, so what are we here to do? We're here to talk about it, y'all. Let's raise some hell.
Come on. It's game time, but then it's more than a game. Yeah, it's my time. I'm steady moving the chains. We the kings, baby, but yo, we rolling, strolling. Ain't nobody gonna take the throne that I'm holding. I'll be bringing the boom in the southwest sun, or we can do it at night. But there's no way you can run. I'm breaking bones like the music busting them amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands, cause I'm a sure bet.
Yeah, what is up to all my Hellraisers out there? Welcome to Hellraisiers Podcast, officially episode 7, baby. Yeah, we rolling right through this season, man, into the back half of it. And here we are, sitting at 0-6. It is what it is, though, man. I am your host, Gabriel Garcia, official host of Hellraisers Podcast, of Gridiron Nation Podcast. And, also a music artist, man. That's my music there at the beginning. I got a new theme song I'm working on right now, guys. I just been trying to, I've been kind of busy and stuff with work and everything, but y'all don't want to hear about that. But I got a new track that I'm coming up with that I'm currently writing, and it's actually particularly for this show, and it will be called, of course, Hellraiser. So I hope y'all will be digging that. I'm hoping to roll that out here within the next couple of weeks, at least before the season ends. I don't know, maybe I'll just sleep on it and bring it in when season 2 kicks in next year. I don't know, man. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. But what is cracking, y'all? I hope you guys are out there doing all right. Hope you've had a pretty good week, regardless of the loss that we just took. Man, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? All my Hellraisers, can you tell me? Can you tell me where all my Hellraisers at? Wherever you're at, whether you're down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in Texas, the Midwest, here in the Southwest, my neck of the woods. Don't matter, man. Y'all need to get at me on social media and let me know what's going on. What y'all think about this squad, man? About what's going on, right? But I will get to that a little bit later because I put that out there on this week's social media segment for Sound Off. So I'm going to let y'all speak on what you guys think, what we're looking at for the next 4 games through the rest of the season. I remember. Let's get right into it. Renegades lose 27-28 to the Michigan Panthers, dropping to 0-6, while the Panthers improved to 4-2. And this was just another game, another one of those that we should have won. Ran 8-point lead late in this game, y'all. And then, oh, man, I mean, just the way the whole game went, I mean, it was just, I get it. Jake Bates was hitting his field goals. And hey, shout out to my boy James Baker last week who was on the show. If you have not gotten a chance to check out his guest appearance here on Hellraisers, go on and check it out, man. You can find it on the United Football Media YouTube page, the official channel, baby. That's right. We're bringing all the best content, you know what I mean, of the UFL to you this year, man. So y'all be sure to go on and check it out. But it is on there, or you can find the audio version of the episode of any of these episodes actually on Spotify. Also look up Hellraisiers Podcast. But James Baker, he was like, man, the one person I'm worried about is, of course, Bates. And I was like, I'm thinking, man, now a kicker. Really? Yeah, kicker beat us 5 field goals. Unacceptable that we got beat by 5 field goals. Yes, I know they got in the end zone too, but it was those field goals that beat us. Namely, the one that was set up by a 45-yard kick return along with a 15-yard face mask penalties. Special teams have been a problem this year, just like the defense has. Special teams, Special teams, man, on the kickoffs, On the punts at times, they have been a problem, a big problem. It happened against DC late in that game where we give up a huge return, right? Put him right there. This one, man, when we kicked that ball off and I saw him just take off, I was like, oh, I stared at the screen because I was like just looking at the TV and all I just kept thinking was, are you kidding me right now? And I couldn't even get mad. You know why? Because I wasn't surprised. Because it's been the story of our season. It really has. You know, that we were right there. This was another game right there for the taking. And I know there's people that want to blame the defense on this, and the defense gave up some stuff in this. Yes, they did too. But that very last field goal to win the game, I do not blame the defense for that. I blame special teams coverage, kickoff coverage in particular. You give up a 45-yard kick return, and you tack on a 15-yard face mask penalty at the end of it, set them up at the 31-yard line. I mean, I got to start to wonder if anybody on this special teams squad, maybe somebody, everybody on that special teams, man, y'all got money on this game. On Michigan, is that what it is? You got some point spread thing going? I'm just kidding, obviously, but man, it was frustrating, man, and I'm getting it out now because that's what I do, man. I come on my show, I raise hell, and I'm raising hell with the squad right now because that loss was absolutely unacceptable. Just like the DC loss, unacceptable. Houston, unacceptable. As fans, it is unacceptable. But yet I'm still going to be there this week, pacing back and forth, yelling at the TV. Because that's how you do it, baby, when you are a committed and loyal football fan. But this was an absolute heartbreaker, man. I mean, it was, you had the 60-yarder that Bates closed the half out with, and it was messed up because, man, we were rolling out to close that first half. You know, I believe it was like a 14-3 run, man. We were rolling. And I said, okay, second half, we come out, we do our thing. You know, and the game just kept, it was just, we were in control the entire game. It was like the DC game. Yeah, we were getting sacks. Hell, new addition, St. Amore had himself a sack. Big Beasley had himself another sack. And we just, at some point in that fourth quarter, when we again, the clock management, man, we had the ball. Over 2 minutes left. Okay? Over 2 minutes left in the game. We're about to kick a field goal, but we still had the ball. I believe it was like third down. And clock's winding down to the 2-minute warning. And we hiked the ball. We didn't need to hike it. We had more time on the play clock. And I'm like, why? Why? Again, with the clock management. Teach these guys, man. They should know better. These dudes been playing this game their entire life. Look, they've been coaching this game their entire life too. No, I wouldn't say coaching, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know how, when you get in games that are close like this, every single second counts for or against you. And how you don't let that clock at least wind down some. To the 2-minute warning? I don't know. When you're on third down? I don't know. Not that it mattered because, on the ensuing kickoff, in case you didn't catch it a while ago, a couple minutes ago, a couple seconds ago, I'm going to say it again. 45-yard kickoff return. Tacked on an extra 15 yards for the face mask penalty. Completely unacceptable. All right. But what can we do? Not much we can do except accept it. That's it. That's it, man. Let's look at what my boy, we're talking about Luis Perez being the best passer in the league right now. I mean, he's got the stats to prove it, but doesn't have the wins, and that's a team thing. We all know this. It doesn't matter how your quarterback's doing. If your defense ain't going to stop nobody, or if your special teams coverage ain't going to stop nobody in key situations, you're not going to win a lot of games. And the problem here is, Luis Bettis, he did enough to win, but he was going up against a really good defense. I broke it down for y'all last week. 24 of 37, 180 yards and 1 touchdown. Okay? Very efficient. Not what we're used to seeing Bettis. We're used to him going over 200 yards. In this case, this wasn't that, but he did enough to win, man. And when I watched that sequence in the end of the fourth quarter go down, I just could shake my head and just, man, I'm very disappointed and sad to say I'm not surprised because of the way the season's gone. So I start to ask myself, are we a bad team? Or are we just unlucky? Is it a little bit of both? That's not a too far-fetched to think that it could be a little bit of both. We just had some. I mean, first of all, the penalties again. Yeah, man, worst possible times. Again, third downs that we're not getting off the field. You know what I mean? We break up a pass, and then I'm seeing something. Oh man! And first of all, am I the only one that was irritated with the officiating in this game? I mean, against Arlington, because I was seeing some bad calls against Arlington. And then when they did that Canelo one, man, for the touchdown, and they called the offensive pass interference, that was the one that Luis Bettis, he just kept saying, what? Man, that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. And I'm like, man, challenge it. And he did, man, and we ended up getting it. And it was an example of the officiating that I saw the whole game, because there were times that they were calling stuff that even the analysts on TV were like, whoa, I didn't see that. And I was getting irritated with the officiating, but I was like, it's all right. We were still rolling. We were still doing our thing. We were still controlling the ball game, controlling the clock. We were getting our third down conversions. As I told y'all, that was going to be big, the conversion game this week. And it just didn't matter, because when it came down to it, once again, we choked in the end, and it was not the offense again. Would have helped if we were able to get into the end zone on that last one, and I think that's what we got to start doing. Technically, we're still not out of it, surprisingly. But I'm just being real with you guys. See, I've actually had a few people tell me, like, man, you'll be on social media. They're like, man, you want to hate on the team all the time. It's not about hating, man. I'm being real with you guys. See, that's the thing. I'm going to still be there cheering on the squad, believing they can win. But when it's unacceptable, like this last week, a loss that did not need to happen, it should not have happened. When these dudes play for almost 60 minutes, 59 minutes, man, you had less than a minute left. You had the lead. And then I started looking back again to the St. Louis game. Started thinking back again to the Houston game. Started thinking back again to the DC game. It's unacceptable. Heck, even with the Brahmas game, which we were in, but, that fourth quarter, we just couldn't get it together. And with the Stallions game in week 1, where we just kind of completely fell apart as the second half went on. This is a team that right now could very well and should very well be 4-2 if their defense was doing their job on a consistent basis, in clutch moments, in key moments. Yeah, in critical moments. The defense has not. But this week, surprise, surprise, I blame special teams, at least for what happened at the end. The defense still did not play as well as they should have at certain times, man. I mean, I also cannot neglect the fact that we had receivers dropping the football. And again, I'm saying so talented a wide receiver room. It's happened before where these guys are dropping the ball. Fine, then get some of that depth chart in there, man. Get Caleb Vander Esch in there, and I guarantee you he's hungry enough. He's going to catch that ball. But Stoops is just, he has this thing where we're just going to stick with our guys. We're going to stick with our guys. No. Send a message, man. That's all I'm saying, because you're 0-6, dog. All right? Anyways, it is time for me to pay some bills, man. Go kick a commercial real quick. Hey, I'll be right back, man. Hey, Hellraisers, don't go nowhere, man. All right, don't go nowhere.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Yeah, welcome back to Hellraisiers Podcast, baby. Where if you're just joining, I got most of that rant out a little bit, most of that aggression, man. Y'all tripping out right now. Say, man, settle down, Vato, settle down, Gabe, and it's all right, man. By the way, my name is Gabriel Garcia. I am your host, man. And, so we were talking about the Renegades and Panthers game. And, before I move on, I always do pick a Renegade of the game. But nobody stood out in this game, if I'm being real, on both sides of the ball. You talk about what you want about Javonte Payton, but he also had his drops, so I couldn't do it. So I decided to go with tight end Sal Cannella. 6 catches, not bad, for 52 yards and 1 touchdown, which was his second touchdown of the season. So he is my Renegade of the game in a loss to the Michigan Panthers. Now, before we get into the big one, y'all, before we get into the one where we look ahead, all right, because I really do feel, I know I said this last week, I said I feel a win coming, but I really do feel that this week, the way everything's gone for both of these teams, Renegades are in a pretty good position, and I'm going to tell you why and break down the numbers for you in just a little while. But for now, man, let's take a look around the UFL, because it was another big week in the UFL. And, ratings seem to be doing pretty good. Everybody was up near 1 million at their peak points in this. So that's good news. That's really, really good news. But, man, let's start it off, man. We had the Stallions and the Showboats, and I told y'all Showboats were going to get blown out, and they did. 39-21, and this is actually the first time that the Showboats have put up over 20 points this year. And the bad thing about it is they did it in garbage time against a very, very good Stallions team, man. So Stallions moved to 6-0. Showboats at 1-5. Now, we had the Roughnecks at the Battlehawks, and when you look at the score, 22-8, yeah, you're like, okay, that's a 14-point win. It's a runaway, but it really wasn't. I mean, Houston kind of hung around this for a little while, man. Their defense played well. All right, but, I mean, again, it was just another situation where the talent won out. You know what I mean? A.J. McCarron and his boys did their thing, Hakeem Butler. So they moved to 5-1, and the Roughnecks dropped to 1-5, man. And we feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, I do. Now, let's talk about the Brahmas and the Defenders, man. I was up on when I did some predictions in one of the groups on Facebook last week, and I picked DC to win this ball game, man. I had San Antonio fans coming at me like, "Oh man, you're just hating, you're just mad because we beat y'all." I'm like, no, I'm honestly feel DC's gonna win, and they did not want to hear it, calling me delusional because I'm an Arlington fan. That might have made more sense if they had said that because I'm a Cowboys fan, Just saying. But I was like, all right, man. And look what happened, 18-12. Neither one of these teams even put up 20 points. This has been an issue this season, y'all, for a lot of teams. There's not a lot of scoring, man, consistent scoring. And it's strange because the UFL has geared most of their rules to be able to set up teams to score points, easier scoring, such as the kickoff. You know what I mean? And then you're giving them options in the extra point, score more points. So, and then teams are going for it on fourth down a lot. So there should be scoring a lot of points, but I'm not seeing a lot of points scored in the UFL week in and week out. And if this thing is going to grow with the casual eyes and dollars, and I don't care what y'all want to say, they need the casual eyes and dollars if this league is going to expand and survive in the long term. Don't tell me no different, because you ain't got nothing that you can tell me logical to say that with the hardcore following, cult following that they have right now with all of us, that this league is going to grow and expand. It's not going to happen. They need the casual eyes and casual dollars. We talked about it last week. Okay? It's not going to come if there's not more scoring. People are looking at these scores and they're like 22-8, 18-12. Really, we've had a few games where neither team scored more than 20 points. And when you have that like in other leagues, NFL, but there's so many teams that you're getting all the scoring still. It's consistent. So all I'm saying is I'm hoping that we get more scoring. Now that, I gave it through the first half of the season without a preseason. The playmakers had to establish themselves. The chemistry had to be established with quarterbacks and receivers and whatnot. Offensive line units, defensive units. So I don't want no excuses now, man. Stallions put up 39. They're doing what they got to do. They got a big one this week, by the way, that we're going to get into. But that's how it's going down right now in the UFL, man. It just looks like, obviously, right now, of course, Birmingham they are the class of the league right now. I do believe St. Louis can beat them. If this was the St. Louis team, if St. Louis brings the team, though, that played against Houston this past week, no, they got to play better. They got to be a lot better. That's all I'm going to say, especially because they're going to be on the road. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Birmingham going to be at home. So what do y'all think, man? Who you think wins this game? What do you guys think? Ask yourself. Come on the social medias and let me know. Shoot me an email. We'll talk about it. All right? I want to know what everybody's thinking, man. Look me up. I'll give you all my socials in a while. Okay? Because I want to know what everybody's thinking for this week. I do. I got to know. I got to know because we need to talk about it. So let's look at the games that we've got coming up this week. And I really feel like the Battlehawks, if they were at home, this is a game they would win. Now, those times that you're seeing right there on the graphic, that's my time. Okay, I'm mountain time. I'm here in New Mexico, southern New Mexico. So adjust accordingly. If you're going by that, I am on mountain time. Showboats and Renegades, we'll get to that back part of this episode. But Battlehawks and Stallions, I'm starting off with that. You got the Battlehawks 5-1 traveling to the Birmingham Stallions. I do not like the Stallions. I do not like their fans. I'm sorry. They need to be humbled. But I just don't know if it's going to happen this week. I don't know. If they were at home, I would love St. Louis to win this game. I would pick them. But I got to pick the Stallions to win this one. And this is going to be a very, very unpopular pick or prediction. And I may look stupid after saying it, but I think the Stallions win this game by double digits. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Battlehawks, man. I don't know. They needed a better showing, man. They needed to come off going into this one strong, and it was not a strong showing against Houston. It was a game. It reminded me of the Brahmas game a couple weeks ago against Arlington. Yeah, you won, but Look who you beat in a winless team. Well, you guys beat a 1-win team here, and you didn't look impressive doing it. Oh, you made some plays. I'll give you all that. But I needed to see better going on the road, going away against the Stallions. I like the Stallions to win this game. I'm thinking by like 10 points. I really want this to be a classic, an overtime game. I just don't know if I see it, but we will see. Also, the Panthers, I was going to say the Defenders. The Panthers at the Defenders, man. Panthers going 4-2, Defenders 3-3. I think the Defenders keep rolling. And by the way, y'all, I need to make a correction. I had said it last week about the Defenders and the Panthers battling for that last playoff spot. Not going to happen. I do not know what it was. And a lot of guys I know that follow the UFL and some of the guys that cover other shows or journalists, it was weird, like freelance journalists, because we're talking and everybody was under the assumption where there was a report at one point that came out about them changing the playoff format. That was my assumption all this time. It's exactly the way it was last year. Okay, so the Panthers could end up having a worse record at the end of the season than the Defenders, and the Panthers will get in because it is the top two from each conference. I apologize to anybody out there for that kind of took that and ran with it and said, okay, well, he was saying that, so it must be true. I apologize. I was wrong. So, yeah, let's kick it forward. Now, one of the guys from UFM, I don't even remember the names, man. They're all up on Discord. Okay, telling me, I told you a while back. Well, you know what, man? It is what it is. Y'all be throwing all kinds of stuff on there. I ain't got time to follow the Discord all day, 24 hours, man. Y'all crazy like that. By the way, shout out to all my boys and my I should say my colleagues over at the United Football Media. Yeah, everybody, they got a little graphic, man. I want to try to put something together for next week. That's going to be able to show you all of their Twitter handles and everything like that. And the names of their shows, so you can go on, find them, or you can just go on to YouTube and look up the United Football Media channel, right? And just search through there, man. We got every team covered for you guys, all right? Just letting you know. But anyways, Panthers and the Defenders. I like the Defenders to win this game. They need to win this game. They are at home. I like them to win. I don't think the Panthers get lucky 2 weeks in a row. No, I don't see it. It will be a close game, though. So who knows? Bates might be winning another one. They might win off his leg again. We got the Brahmas 4-2 traveling to the Roughnecks 1-5. It's a rivalry here, man. You know what? I'm going to go with the Brahmas to win a close one. Yeah. I don't think they're running away with this one. There will be a lot of Brahmas fans there, because it is in Texas, in Houston. But I think the Roughnecks defense is going to show up. I think they're going to put up a fight. And I like the Brahmas to win this one by, I don't know, I'm going to go with like 6 points, something like that. All right, but y'all be sure to hit me up on the social medias during the week, man, and let me know what you guys think about my picks. All right, and if you disagree, cool. Tell me why. And if you agree, then I'm going to rock with you. All right, man? No. Just let me know, though. Just let me know. And so let's take a look at what we've got coming up. We got a segment coming up this week of Know Thy Enemy featuring the Memphis Showboats. Oh, yeah. We are coming back, y'all. So do not go nowhere. I just got to take one more break. All right? And I'll be back, man. Let's get it.
Same great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to Hellraisiers Podcast, baby. Yeah, let's keep rolling, man, because we got a big one to get into this week, man. The official Know Thy Enemy segment this week features the Memphis Showboats, y'all. And some big news broke out because their depth chart has been released. Yes, it has. Quarterback Troy Williams, he will start for Memphis. This is big, okay? No Chris Cookus. He is listed on the depth chart as a QB2, excuse me. All right, let's look at Troy Williams so far this season. He has played in all 5 games. Hasn't been a lot in some games. Some games it's been more than others. Overall, 40 of 78 on the year, 51.3%. Not very good at all. 449 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Dog. That tells me there's going to be opportunities there for our secondary to make some plays, man. Especially if that pass rush, I'm expecting the pass rush to really, really play well this week because of that offensive line. Oh, that horrible, horrible offensive line that they got down in Memphis. I do think that one thing that we should be able to do, okay, is get to the quarterback. I think we should be able to get to the quarterback. It should not be a problem with the guys we've got. All right? St. Amour, now that he's got that game, he got his first sack. Let's go. Get his engine going. Big Beasley should have himself an opportunity to get a sack or two. And I expect him to put pressure on. And, so with Troy Williams throwing the rock, I think that there's going to be opportunities there to get some interceptions, man. I really do think so. Thing is, we just cannot overcommit at times. We cannot allow us to beat ourselves. You know what I mean? That's going to be big in this game. That's going to be real big. One player that I do think that we need to watch this week is running back Darius Victor. Now, he's averaging less than 3 yards a carry. I get it. The run game has not been very good for them this year, just like it ain't been good for us. So we know these two teams have a lot of issues that are the same. Not everything, but a lot of the problems that they've had this year have been a little bit of the same, especially in the run game. But Darius Victor, he's a little bowling ball, man. He's a guy who, if he gets that engine going and he gets rolling, he starts having a game. Watch out. We saw it when he was with New Jersey. I mean, the dude can he can run. He can run. All right, so I really feel like this is a game that the showboats are looking at, and they're saying, okay, we are going up against the worst rush defense in the league. It's time to get Darius Victor the rock, which is why I really do think the keys for victory this week for Arlington. One, first of all, is exploit Memphis's O-line. Like I said, I think our pass rush has to get there. Pass rush gets there, and we're going to be able to either get some sacks or force some turnovers, or at least some incomplete passes, bad decisions. Okay, second one being our wide receivers have got to get involved early. And this is where I talk about where you try to put this game into a situation where they cannot just depend on running the ball with Victor, because that's what they're going to try to do, because our run defense is so bad. But if we can start putting up points, man, you know what I mean? Start flinging the ball through the air, start getting that defense tired, putting up points, we're going to make them have to throw the ball. So that's going to be a key. Get the wide receivers involved early. And number 3, the defense has to get off the field on third downs. Absolutely. Get off the field. No penalties, man. Stop with the stupid penalties when you get a stop on third down and all of a sudden you see a flag. All right, like a late hit on the quarterback. We saw that this past week again. And it's maddening, man, big time. So we got to get off the field on third downs, bottom line. So those are my 3 keys. I wanted to talk about the special teams, but I'm still a little irritated. So I'm not ready to talk about the special teams and put them in my keys for Arlington, because if we do all of this right here, all of that, special teams ain't going to matter at the end of the fourth quarter. At least I hope not. Don't quote me on that, man. Don't quote me on that. But like I said, let's just keep an eye on Darius Victor, man. Let's try to take him out the game early by getting our receivers, involved early. Get that ball moving down the field. Once we get in the red zone, man, start looking for South Canal in our red zone. That's all I'm going to say about that, because, hey, what can I say, man? This is a game that we need. We need it. We need every game. We may not make the playoffs, but let's go out strong. You know what I mean? Let's try to go out strong, man. Let's try to get ourselves in a situation where we end the season on a winning streak, and we're able to go into the offseason at least feeling better than we are right now. as a squad. You know what I mean? Can we do that? Let's try. You guys think? I wanted to put it out there for you guys, so I did. I put it out there on social media, okay? And that was this week's, I guess what you would call, sound off moment, our social media segment. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find my little thing here. I got it all mixed up. Here we go. I'm getting used to StreamYard. Okay, this is my second time using it, so I'm getting there. But it's my social media sound off of the week. And the question I put out there for all of you was, with 4 games left, Memphis at home, at San Antonio, then we come back home against St. Louis, and at DC, how many games, if any, will Arlington win? Hashtag, what say you? So let's head to it, man. On Facebook, by the way, if you're on Facebook, look up the group Renegades Fan Nation, Arlington Renegades Fan Nation. Okay, that is the official group and home on Facebook of Hellraisiers Podcast, okay? So all these little segments I'm doing right here, that's where I post them up, and you can get your stuff read up on here, okay? So Daniel Garcia, all he says is 0. Didn't give me nothing off of that. Please at least tell me why, dog. Come on, give me something to work with here. Nicholas Martinez, he says, I say none. We stay winless. Dang, Primo, straight up like that, huh? Man, he's mad at the squad, I'm guessing. Rig Rockers, who I know is actually a Houston Roughnecks fan. He says, sorry, but at this point, I'd say 0. Now you're hating, Rig. Now you're hating. Says, we aren't doing much better ourselves. I hear you. But we've actually had more chances to win, like if that matters, huh? That's horrible. That's like saying which one of our teams is worse, man. Yeah. Rudy Waters, what is up, Rudy? He says, absolutely none, man. First 3 comments, and y'all are just like, just end it now, man. Let's just end the season now. No wins. All right. Toby Allen Vermillion, he says 2 games. Okay, didn't tell me which 2. He just said 2. Kerry Lester says all 4 for a repeat of a 4-6 season. Imagine that. It is possible. 1 game at a time, though. Luis Santos says 3 Memphis, San Antonio, DC, and the St. Louis loss. So he's saying we'll beat Memphis, we'll beat San Antonio, and we'll beat DC and lose to St. Louis. Okay, we end these 4 games going 3-1. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm already accepting the fate for how this season's going to end in terms of postseason. Okay, or no postseason, should I say. My boy Jersey the King, he says 1-2. Okay, and we had a little conversation about this. Told him, what about the other one? Because I think we can beat Memphis and DC. So that tells me losses to San Antonio and St. Louis. Okay, he says it's looking like St. Louis, San Antonio are the teams to beat in the XFL conference. We haven't beat either team. We may have a chance against San Antonio, but I just think St. Louis is playing at the top of their game, and it's going to be hard to dethrone them. They weren't playing the top of their game against Houston, no, dog. I should have added that. I should have. He says, I told him, hey, man, Arlington took St. Louis to the brink of their house, though, and I still think that we're gonna give St. Louis a game, when they come to our house. But we ain't there yet. Man. So let's keep going through your responses. Sandy Johnston says 0. They cannot pull it together, man. A lot of y'all was 0. Ugh, it's hurt. It's painful, man. It's painful for real. Like none of y'all believe in the squad right now. What's going on? Nobody wants to believe in the squad anymore. But that's okay, man. That's okay. Let's keep looking on. Lorenzo Lee Amos III says St. Louis if they're resting for the playoffs. I don't know if they will be, though. If the Brahmas win, I don't know. Especially if St. Louis doesn't pull off this game this week, because that would drop them to 2 losses. It'll be interesting. A lot of it's going to be very pivotal. This game is very pivotal for them, even though Birmingham is in another conference. It's very critical for their win-loss record. Now, David R. Lowry Jr. says none. The defense is getting burned. Yeah, that's like a weekly thing now, man. We just got to accept it. It is what it is. Juan Martinez says that the defense continues to let teams score 0-10, but I'm hoping for 4-6. Oh, man. Matt Hatter says 4-6, baby. All right. I like the optimism. Matt. That's what I'm talking about. Benjamin Lone Star says we have a chance at beating Memphis. But even that, I would say, is a long shot at this point. The rest might as well write them off now. Oh, man, no, it's not a long shot. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Phoenix Van Dale says Memphis is the best shot. I agree. Nathan Ford says we could go 0-10. Wouldn't surprise me. I'd like to see them finish strong, though. As would I. Now, I wanted to tell you guys, man, as I told you, that I was going to be talking about, give you the numbers, why I think Memphis is the winnable game. It is a very good game at this point in the season for us, with everything that's gone on. Okay, Memphis right now is ranked number 8 in total offense. Arlington, on the other hand, on defense, ranked number 6. Okay, but Memphis has the worst overall offense in the league. Passing, they're number 8 in passing. Rushing, they are number 8 in rushing. Bottom of the barrel, very bottom. First downs, they're number 6. Okay, conversions, they're middle of the pack at 4. So they do all right. They're on average. Penalties, though, they're number 6 in penalties, right? And scoring, they're number 7. They don't put up a lot of points. Like I told you, this past week versus Birmingham was the first time they went over 20 points. All right, and you look at for Arlington defensively, like I said, overall, they are number 6. Pass defense is number 5. Yeah, you heard that right. The rushing defense, of course, this isn't a surprise. We are the last ranked team in the league against the rush, against first downs as well. And versus conversions, we are number 6. Versus scoring, we're number 7, okay? Now, what I do want to look at is our offense, because we do still have the leading passer in the league. If I had told y'all when the season started that by week 7, Luis Perez would be the leading passer in the UFL, I think all of us probably would have been like, oh, then they're going to be one of the contenders at that point. Right? It's crazy. It's the exact opposite, but so, pass defense, we're number 5. Rush defense, we are number 8, like I said. Versus conversions, we're number 6. Versus scoring, we're number 7. Again, like I told you, now we look at the offense. We are number 2 overall behind Birmingham. Passing, we're number 2 as well. Rushing, we're number 6. When you look at Memphis, they have the 8th ranked defense in the league. Worst defense in the league. Worse than us. Believe it or not. Yeah. Worst pass defense in the league. They are ranked number 8. Rush defense. They are ranked number 6 in the league. All right. So something's got to give here, y'all. When you're looking at the rankings, we're number 3 in first downs. Okay. They're number 7 against first downs. They give up a lot of them. We're number 1 in conversion rate. They are last in the league versus conversions on the defensive side of the ball. Scoring, we are number 5. They are last in the league versus scoring. So this defense should get lit up, if I'm being real. Luis Perez could very well go for almost 300 yards again. He could break the 300-yard mark this week. Could. Will he? I sure hope so. But those are the numbers, and that is why I believe that Memphis is a perfect game for Arlington right now to finally get that win, and I think we win. I'm going to be really panicky, man, if they get the ball, like we're kicking off the ball with like a 2-point lead with 30 seconds left in the game. Yeah, I'm going to be like, man, I ain't going to watch this. We're about to lose another one. But no, I'll still watch it, but I do think we got a good chance this week. I think all the numbers are there. I think everything is there. It is set up for us to win this game. So let's just go out and win this ball game. All right? Let's do it. Now, real quick question. I had some email come in from Andy Henderson. He says, do you feel that the staff is waiting until the team is mathematically eliminated to give Nailers some in-game reps? That is a great question. Because a lot of people want to see Ehlers now. You know, when Luis Bettis, the way he's playing, it's like, well, there's no reason to bench the quarterback. But again, we saw Lindsey Scott last week just doing nothing but running the ball. After the BS that we heard Chuck Long say, building up to last week's game, that, oh, we're going to get him involved in some passing. I still got yet to see it, Chuck. Come on. Chuck, are you losing it, dog? Because apparently you forgot that you said that. Because all we saw every single time Lindsey Scott was out there, he either fakes the handoff and takes off running, or he does hand the ball off. That's it. That's it. I think at one point we saw the pitch that went for the touchdown, but we're not seeing him pass the ball. Why? Why not? Let's see what he's got for next year, man. Luis Bettis ain't getting no younger. All right, let's see what Ehlers has, man. Why not? Let's get him in on a couple of plays, at least 2-3 plays that you write up for him. You know what I mean? Let's see what he can do. But I don't know, Andy, if that's what they're doing, it's very possible that if we lose this game this week, and first of all, if we lose to Memphis, then, man, I don't know. I might just be canceling next week's show. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to cancel, but I will be feeling like that after the game. I'm going to be like, that's it. This whole thing is canceled. All of it. But then I'll get over it, and I'll be ready to rant again next week, man. So we'll see, though. We'll see if Ehlers gets any shot, any reps this week. I really do feel like we have got a chance for our offense to light it up this week, and for our defense to get some interceptions and some sacks. All right? That's all I'm saying. Take the run game out. Do not let Darius Victor get going. Hey, he hasn't got going yet this year, and we don't want it to be against us. We'll have the worst rush defense in the league, because it's possible. All right? Or second worst rush defense. I'm sorry. We're ranked number 6 now. Which reminds me, Memphis being the number 8. Actually, no, we are number 8. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Memphis is number 6. So it's going to be interesting to see if our running backs can do anything this week, man. That's going to be big. It's going to be big to watch. All right, man. But I'm ready to get up out of here, y'all. By the way, if you guys want to send me an email, just like he did, go ahead and shoot me an email at the number 1 renegadesfan@gmail.com. 1renegadesfan@gmail.com. Shoot me your questions, and I will read them on the show, y'all. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Whatever you want to talk about regarding this squad or even the UFL. Let's do that, man. And let me know what you guys want to talk about. Also, my other show, Gridiron Nation Podcast, is available Tuesday evenings on all audio streaming platforms. It's usually available by about 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. And I got it up for you, always ready to go. And this last week was another good show, man. So y'all need to check me out. All right. I'm talking everything from NFL to UFL to also talking about other sports. Okay. Talking about baseball, NBA, man. I'll be talking about the Olympics coming up soon. Also had a little segment I talked about, social media segment, where everybody gave me their thoughts on what to watch and suggestions on what's streaming right now. Fun stuff, man, and what's going on Netflix and everything. It's the kind of stuff we get into on the show. I also had a little thing about if anybody was into hip hop, you know what's going on with Drake and Kendrick Lamar right now. I had a nice little talk about that, as well as AB Quintanilla. I went off on him for what he did in San Antonio last week. So it's just a lot of different things we're doing on Gridiron Nation, man. So y'all go and check me out. Just look it up. I am on YouTube, but look me up on all audio streaming platforms. It is there, okay? Now, you can find me on X, everywhere where you're going to see the Gridiron Nation social medias. That is the home of Hellraisiers Podcast as well. So find me on X at the number 1 Gridiron Nation, or on Facebook. Just look up Gridiron Nation Podcast. I am there. All right, you'll see the logos, baby. You'll see the logos. You can find me on YouTube under Gridiron Nation Podcast. That's the name of the channel. It will have episodes from both shows on there. And TikTok at Gridiron Nation Podcast, y'all, where I get my reels and everything up. And also you can find me on Instagram at @GGarcia_Gridiron, y'all. All right, so that's it. That's it, man. That's like, all right, did I get them all? I got them all, man. I think I got them all. It's a lot of little social medias, man. You know, when you're doing this on your own, a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man, but I love it. I love it. I love talking about this team. I love just talking to the fans. I love talking football. I just love it, man. Even in a situation where we're just not winning, I'm still loving doing this. And I thank each and every one of you for allowing me to do this and keeping me motivated by watching the show on YouTube, by listening on Spotify, wherever you're watching or listening to the show. Thank you. I much appreciate it. Thank you to the guys over at United Football Media, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And also, to all my people over at the Fuel Network, man, y'all need to download the Fuel Network app, the sports app. It is available on all Roku devices and Amazon devices, your Fire Stick, whatever. It is free. You can find Hellraisiers Podcast and Gridiron Nation available on there. It's there just for you to pull up, man. You can watch it on your big screen. All right, we got a lot of other shows following different sports, some following the UFL, some following other sports, man. It's there, man. We got a lot going on with Fuel Network. So thank you to everybody over at Fuel, especially my boy Jersey the King in particular, for getting your boy on, man. Being that. So also, Hellraisiers Podcast. You can find it on Spotify on Friday mornings. United Football Media YouTube channel. Also on Fridays. That's actually on Friday afternoons, though. They drop it in the afternoon. Okay. And Saturdays on Gridiron Nation Podcast channel, I will have the video posted up a day, 24 hours after it is on United Football Media. Go watch it on United Football Media. Okay. I prefer you watching it there, man, because we're trying to get United Football Media up and going, man. We need each and every one of you to do that. All right. But it's time for me to get up out of here, y'all. It's about that time, man. It is about that time, and no matter what life's going to throw at you guys this week, you already know. You already know. No matter what it's going to throw, you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you that you need to step into that situation, whatever situation life's throwing you in that particular moment, week, day, month, whatever. The adversity that you're going to face, you can get through it, all right? But you got to go in there, like I said earlier, with your chin in the wind, your chest puffed out. Step into whatever situation that life wants to throw at you. You step into it and you raise some hell. I am out of here, y'all. I will catch you guys next week. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I am Gable Garcia. This is Hellraisiers Podcast, baby. Arlington Renegades getting that first win this week. I just know it. It's coming against the Showboats. Yeah, it's about that time, baby. Let's get that W. Hellraisiers Podcast. I am Gable Garcia. I'm out. It's all one love. Peace.
Veins, and every time they say my name, it's cause I'm killing the game. Bring your best, ask yourself, do you know what you're doing? Go on and call your people, tell them trouble is brewing. Tell them wicked is here with an army of kings. My game is fully extreme, a human M16. Put your battle gear on if you think you can beat me. But yeah, I'm like Zeke, all you gotta do is feed me, believe me.